Cocteau Twins, one of the most special bands ever. The Scottish dream pop ethereal band have not only created a sound that is so unique and otherworldly, but also have had lasting influence on their descendants such as My Bloody Valentine, Sigur Rós and Bauhaus. At a local disco club, two Scottish lads, Robin Guthrie and Will Heggie, met the then 17-year-old Elizabeth Fraser. Robin was DJing, Elizabeth was dancing. That's how the story began. In July 1982, Cocteau Twins released their debut album, Garlands, and also had their first drum hill section broadcast. Essentially, Cocteau Twins has 4 forms and periods. So the first period is kind of early gothic rock post-punk Cocteau Twins, such as the album Garlands and Head Over Heels, and the second period is Our Treasure, Bluebell Nose, and various EPs between 1984 and 1986. Also, oftentimes this period reminds us of cathedral and Baroque art. There is also another Cocteau Twins, this kind of extra ambient, soothing Cocteau Twins, without any aggression and barely percussion, such as the album Victorialand and the Moon and the Melodies. However, the most famous and lauded Cocteau Twins period is its warm-sounding dream pop with lush melodies after 1989, such as the album Las Vegas, Victorialand Café, and Milk and Kisses. Although I would say Las Vegas is a bit different from the later two. Influenced by Siouxsie and the Banshees and Bauhaus, the early gothic rock post-punk Cocteau Twins is eerie, dark, but more ethereal, as if the darkness comes from some kind of Asian religious tales. As a drum hill nerd, I prefer the drum hill section version over the studio album version. I just do. The Moon and the Melodies from 1982 is a collaborative album of Cocteau Twins and the American minimalist composer Herbert. Thanks Peppa Pig and thanks Pikachu that the two acts did manage to have collaborated with each other, because they both have created the most otherworldly beauty ever and are actually kind of perfectly complementary with each other. The mysterious skin soundtrack of Robin Guthrie and Herbert is also fantastic. The Spangle Maker EP from 1984 is the first album after the bassist Simon Raymond joined Cocteau Twins. One of the singles from this EP, Purely Dewdrops, is the highest charting single of their career. I like how the song Spangle Maker had this kind of subtle tension behind minimalistic arrangements, like some kind of wrestling contest at the Asian Rome Colosseum. Violent, but also majestic. Aikea-Guinea. After Elizabeth Fraser and Robin Guthrie met, they fell in love and became a couple in the band. I looked up to Robin. I could have never done it without him. Obviously, how a song is interpreted is pretty much defined by the listener, but it's just impossible for me not to relate this song to a verse from Bible. Because your love is better than life, my lips will glorify you. I will be fully satisfied as with the riches of the foods. With singing lips my mouth will praise you. I'm not the most religious person on earth, but the lyrics and the atmosphere of these two are kind of just strikingly similar somehow. It's easy to see why the album Bluebell Nose isn't as lauded as the album Heaven or Las Vegas, despite being a masterpiece on its own. It's less condensed, less focused, and more blurry as a result. Every note sounds like a new and richer shade of indigo and scarlet and violet. In Heaven or Las Vegas, it's super saturated. The highlight of Bluebell Nose is without doubt the song Caroline's Finger, featuring beautiful melodies, and Elizabeth Fraser's vocal is like a freewheeling bird that twirls, flies, and soars. And Fall Calendar Café was Cocteau Twins' major label debut in Fontana in 1993, after their journey at 4AD. It is perhaps the album that holds the most emotional weight. Cocteau Twins' primary theme has always been about creating a certain dreamland from sound textures and Elizabeth Fraser's ethereal vocals. But in this album, Elizabeth Fraser no longer sings in gibberish and seems to have a lot of emotional baggage needed to release. By then, Elizabeth Fraser and Robin Guthrie's relationship was falling apart. They were lovers for 13 years in total, and when the love was gone, Cocteau Twins weren't really able to maintain for long. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of their final studio album, Milk and Kisses, so the final track of the album, Fall Calendar Café, Purr, feels like a farewell. Cocteau Twins' third album, Treasure, is full of mythological elements and just pure magic from start to finish. I love these records, and maybe Treasure is a legend itself. Especially the song Relied. It's absolutely lush, alluring, and addictive. It's kind of like the highest sonic pleasure one can get, and I have listened to it probably over 1,000 times. The other day I found out that Relied is actually a rock over River Rhine in Germany, and it's also a character of the German traditional folktale. I think the minute Robin and I finished the music for Cherry Colored Funk, we knew it was special. Much of the appeal of Cocteau Twins is about how they make you feel. Cherry Colored Funk feels like love, and love is a special feeling. The start of Cherry Colored Funk immediately entices a mood of romance, warmth, and a sense of belonging, and then a sense to heaven. The theatrical grandeur of Cocteau Twins is on display best in the song Domino. Elizabeth Fraser is like a soprano of a cathedral choir, accompanied by instrumental parts that together perfectly draw a solemn and divine atmosphere, a divine world that is larger than self and beyond the self. Throw foxes in midsummer fires. That's very much a Cocteau Twins kind of song title. It's been an absolute favorite for the longest time, and the chorus is just incredibly beautiful and spectacular. The first day back to studio after my dad's funeral, I was the only one there for a bit, and sat playing the piano. After an hour or so, I had something that I was keep returning to. Robin walked in and listened quietly. "Don't stop," he said. After laying the piano and drums down, we added his lovely textured guitars. No wonder this song has a certain kind of sadness to it. Death is merely the end of our physical form. Our true existence and our soul may transcend it, if you believe it. The petrochemical town, Grangemouth, is far from the most exciting town. Yet, Cocteau Twins have created such vibrant and hypnotic sound. That's the power of sensitivity and imagination. Just like the French novelist Marcel Proust said, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscape, but in having new eyes. Although Elizabeth Fraser says Cocteau Twins weren't anything experimental or original, that early 80s was a lucky time. Band could do what they want and have a career. But I think Cocteau Twins definitely created something. They not only have influenced so many, but also have set a depressingly high bar in the line of dream pop. They were just themselves, shining brightly. I have always found Cocteau Twins to be rather healing and comforting. In the book Happiness Hypothetics by Jonathan Haidt, the author wrote that divinity could be a source of happiness. Divinity comes from vastness and being in awe. For example, the beauty of nature, or being in large group with a common goal, such as in a cathedral. It's a spiritual experience because it feels as if the soul and body are separated. Divinity also gives a sense of universal connectedness, whether or not you are religious. Cocteau Twins definitely have a divinity. Cocteau Twins are a source of happiness. Okay, so that's about my favorite Cocteau Twins song. I have been a fan of them since like I was a teenager, and I feel glad that I actually made a video about them, which I never expected before. If you like this video, can press the like button down below. I will appreciate that. Okay, thank you. Bye.